The Anunnaki did not need to speak for their message to be clear. They were the creators, the landlords of this planet, and they had returned to inspect their property. For some, it was a moment of spiritual ecstasy. For others, it was the dawn of a terrifying new era of subjugation. For everyone, it was the end of the world as they knew it. What happens when gods disagree? The fate of worlds hangs in the balance. It soon became clear that the Anunnaki were not a unified force. A conflict that had begun hundreds of thousands of years ago was about to resume, with Earth as its stage. Enlil, the commander, transmitted his decree to every screen and speaker on the planet. He spoke of humanity as a failed experiment, a creation that had grown corrupt, violent, and had poisoned the very planet it was meant to steward. His solution was simple and brutal: a cleansing, a reset. He intended to wipe the slate clean and start again, viewing humanity as little more than a flawed product to be recalled. But Enki, the scientist and creator, stood in opposition. He broadcast his own message from the ziggurat in Iraq, his voice filled with a paternal warmth. He argued that humanity's flaws were a part of the gift he had given them: free will. He spoke of their potential, their art, their love, their capacity for growth. He believed they were not a failure, but an adolescent species on the verge of maturity. He had endowed them with the blood of the stars, a spark of Anunnaki essence, and he refused to see that potential extinguished. He offered humanity a different path, one of partnership, of shared knowledge, of a guided evolution into a new era of enlightenment. The third figure, Ninmah, was torn between the two brothers. As the chief geneticist, she was the mother of humanity in a literal sense. She saw both the flaws that Enlil pointed to and the potential that Enki cherished. She loved her creation, but was bound by the rigid hierarchy of Anunnaki law, which placed Enlil in command. She became the fulcrum of the conflict, her allegiance the key to the planet's fate. Her hesitation created a tense global stalemate, with Enlil's forces poised to enact his judgment and Enki's followers seeking to protect humanity and awaken its hidden power. The division among the gods was reflected on Earth. Some people, disillusioned with the state of the world, embraced Enlil's promise of a forceful, purifying order. They formed cults, praying for the cleansing fire. Others rallied to Enki's message of hope and awakening, seeing him as a true savior who would elevate humanity rather than destroy it. The world fractured, not along national lines, but ideological ones. Brother turned against brother, neighbor against neighbor, each choosing a side in a cosmic war that had finally come to their doorstep. The battle for Earth would not just be fought in the skies, but in the hearts and minds of every human on the planet. Why was I the one who could read the tablets?